Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Quarantine Kitchen. I'm Paul Desman, and it's always great to see you. This episode's going to be a little bit different. We're going to make two things in the oven at the same time, which can be a little tricky, but we can handle this. It's pretty simple. I'm going to make my rack of lamb and roasted carrots. To make my rack of lamb and roasted carrots, we will need a rack of lamb, a lot of carrots, some olive oil, cider vinegar, cayenne red pepper, smoked paprika, some cumin, our old friends salt and pepper, some Greek yogurt, a little bit of honey, and of course we'll need some garlic.
Not one but two things in the oven at the same time? Come on. Actually, it's not really that hard. Like anything you cook, the only real way to mess something up is to stop paying attention to it. And ever since they put a timer on a stove, it's been pretty easy for your meal to get your attention. The funny thing is that our vegetable actually takes longer in the oven than the meat does, so let's get to it. We start by washing our hands and the carrots. Slice off each end of the carrots. You might have heard that you can keep the leafy heads on top, and you can for your Instagram. But I suggest you chop off their heads if eating them is your top priority. Now shave a layer of skin off each of the carrots into the sink with a peeler. Just gently run the peeler across the carrot until a little strip flies off. Once all the carrots have been beheaded and peeled, clean the sink out of all the carrot shrapnel. If you have a garbage disposal, check to make sure it can handle carrot strips. Then get out the cider vinegar and pour some into a small mixing bowl. Grab the paprika and shake some of that in there. Throw in a little bit of salt too. Don't worry, the pepper will come later. Pick up the cumin and put in the same amount as for the paprika. Now we gotta take a whisk and mix it all together. Then we get out the cayenne red pepper and add a little bit for some spice. Here's where it gets a little whiskey. Stir that in too. The olive oil wants to get in on this, so pour some into the mixture. A lot of whisk taking is going on, but make sure the olive oil is stirred in too. For a nice sweet touch, we add a couple spoonfuls of honey. And you just know it's going to be good if the honey refuses to leave the spoon, or if the honey doesn't like taking whisks. Stir in what you can with the spoon, whisk in what you can with the whisk. It might take a little elbow grease, but it's worth it. Now double up some parchment paper on a cookie sheet and dump on the carrots. Arrange them so that they're all pointing in the same direction. They're carrots, they need help focusing. Grab the bowl with that mixture we made earlier and pour about half of it over the carrots. We'll use the rest later on. Wrestle the carrots around in the honey bath so that they're all covered in that sweet and spicy sauce. It's also worth it to take the time to really get those carrots soaked. And don't forget to line them back up so they can maintain their focus. Get those into the oven on the middle rack at 450 for 20 minutes. With that in the works, grab some Dijon mustard and drip a few lines over the rack of lamb. Use your fingers to spread the mustard all over until it's covered. Then flip it over onto the other side and do the same thing until it's covered. Don't be afraid to really get in there. Good food appreciates a good rubbing. Slight change for the garlic this time. Just drop a garlic and mix that all over the lamb just like the mustard until it's covered. Then flip it back over and do the final garlic and spread all that over too until it's covered. Maybe some bonus garlic. Definitely rub in the bonus garlic. Cover a cooking sheet in foil and place the lamb on it fat side down. Now, before we throw the lamb in the oven, it's time to turn the carrots. Get them out of the oven and turn each one over. Use the tongs because everything is very hot. Toss them back into the oven and follow it up with the lamb right behind. 20 minutes later, give the lamb a spin inside the oven to help them cook evenly. Get out another small mixing bowl and the Greek yogurt. Spoon a few globs of fake sour cream in and grab the other bowl with that mixture we made earlier. Pour a few spoonfuls of that mixture into the bowl with the Greek yogurt and mix it together. You can use a small spoon for this. Add more mixture if it's being needy. Eventually, it'll be time to take the carrots and the lamb out of the oven. Once you get them both out, transfer the lamb to a cutting board and let it cool for at least 5 minutes. Don't be afraid to rotate your cutting board, especially if you're filming a video about how to make lamb. This part can be kind of tricky, but with a large knife, cut between the bones and watch them turn into chops. After you've chopped them, you're going to need to let them cool for a few minutes as well. So get out a plate and spread a few spoonfuls of that yogurt sauce on one side. Lay some of the carrots to bed in the sauce. Then toss a few of the lamb chops next to it. Voila!
And that's how you make my rack of lamb and roasted carrots. For more videos like this, please drop a like on this one, or even better yet, subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face right about here somewhere. This has been Quarantine Kitchen. I'm Paul Desman. See you next time.